And in. They're at the post. And they're up. Crowding in the center with Brown's Gap moving into the lines of Nazca. Meanwhile, moving out for the lead, it's Imagine That Mom and Courage Belongs. They're the first two from Racetrack Romance, who backs off to be third. Valid Concept on the outside is fourth. Brown's Gap scrapes paint from fifth after a subpar beginning, a length better than Lines of Nazca, and a Fleet Accompli is last of all as they race into the first turn. Valid Concept, quickening the cadence, wants to try to get over to the first turn run, with the inside horse Courage Belongs keeping him in the two-path, and Racetrack Romance is now taken over third. Imagine That Mom, reined back here by Goncalves, racing fourth about 3 lengths from it, and these top four have opened up 6 or 7 lengths on Brown's Gap and Lines of Nazca, and it's a length and a half to the trailer of Fleet Accompli. They went through the opening quarter in 23 and 2. Fairly quick pace here as they run down the backstretch. Now tipping out 3 wide is Racetrack Romance in the two-path Valid Concept. Toward the inside, that's Courage Belongs, and they're doing each other no favors. Meanwhile, waiting in the wings from fourth is Imagine That Mom. These top 4 are still better than 4 in front of Brown's Gap, with Lines of Nazca on the outside, and still trailing is a Fleet Accompli. Not much has changed in the backstretch journey, and Courage Belongs is hounded every step of the way. 3 wide out there is Racetrack Romance. Valid Concept is trying to go on from between them. Back fourth is still Imagine That Mom. Nothing yet from that one for Goncalves. Tipped into the clear and starting to rally now. Brown's Gap is shut off heels there, and they run past the quarter-mile pole. Racetrack Romance will have to deal with Imagine That Mom on the outside. These two square off at the top of the stretch. Imagine That Mom with full momentum on the outside of Racetrack Romance, who tries to dig in and fight on the inside and is doing just that. They come past the 8th pole. On the outside, it's Imagine That Mom toward the inside. Racetrack Romance tries to stay with them second, but Imagine That Mom is edging clear. Imagine That Mom and Leandro Goncalves 3 parts of a length. Racetrack Romance second, Brown's Gap third, a Fleet Accompli fourth in 1:43 and 3.